So we're in Vienna shooting with the Contaflex, the Super Contaflex, with the Zeiss 35mm adapter on this camera from 1959, and we're having a lot of fun with our bikes. So recently this summer I was in Vienna between lockdowns and I took along my Contaflex, but I asked myself why Zeiss stopped making cameras. Now they have a history of making cameras for over 110 years, and they have other sister companies such as Voigtlander and Cosina. As I took shots with my Contaflex, I was asking myself, is there another camera? What happened? I mean, recently they've announced the digital ZX1 and released it, and it's been reviewed, but I was interested in a film camera. I'm not a collector of cameras. I like to use cameras, I like to load them up and shoot film. So the story of my Contaflex goes back to my father-in-law. When I found this camera, it was his camera, and now I had ignored it for quite some time, about a year. I left it hanging up in a makeshift dark room in the cellar, and then one day I had a look at it and I realized that it has a Zeiss lens on it, and it was 2.8. I said, this isn't bad at all, and it turned out to be the Zeiss Ikon Contaflex, the Super Edition, the top of the range. Admittedly, I was impressed. This was not a flea market type of camera at all, like an Agfa or some, like an Agfa Clack or something like that. Now, I was shooting medium format. This is how I got started going down this track. Now, I was familiar with the Eastern Bloc cameras such as the Pentagon 6 and the Kiev 60. Both these cameras shared Carl Zeiss Jenna lenses using the same mount, but I was mainly shooting 35mm these days, not 120. Now, I've been enjoying shooting with my Olympus O1 immensely, and I was starting to shoot now with the Zeiss Ikon Contaflex Super. I picked up an inexpensive adapter for Vienna for this cycling trip. What it basically does, it turns the 50mm Contaflex into a 35mm field of view. Very similar in how the Fuji X100 digital camera works, and the same kind of lens adapter. Now, I prefer something wider. I would prefer a 24mm, as I enjoy shooting 24. It's probably how I see combining both views of left and right. However, I went searching for a 24mm Zeiss lens for the Contaflex, and I ended up looking at a Contarex. I bid it on the auction from the seller on eBay. It was over a couple of days, and I raised my bid now and then to keep ahead, thinking maybe I'd get the camera for €400. It went way up. I stopped bidding at €525 until I had to let go. Certainly glad I hadn't won. It was just a bit rich for me. It was way out of my budget. This got me thinking, why did this camera and lens reach over €1,000? In fact, the sale price of the auction seemed reasonable in comparison to other sales of Contarex with or without the 24mm Zeiss lens when I started researching into the matter. It seems that the Contarex model was the last real camera that Zeiss ever made. An incredible feat of engineering, a camera for professionals with supreme glass. A beautiful design and functioning camera. So why was it Zeiss's biggest failure? I thought about this while I cycled around Vienna with my friends. Why? Was it its astronomical price that kept advanced users away? Was it the competition from the other side of the world, such as Nikon? Actually, I figure it's a bit of a mixture of both. Why Zeiss stopped making cameras? Why did they? Unfortunately, I believe the main reason was professionals. They couldn't afford for their camera to fail on them. The Contarex is a handmade camera with thousands of pieces. It's extraordinary in operation and extraordinary in construction. The difficulty in disassembling and assembling the camera led to costly repairs and wait times. The world's finest camera and lens
suffered from uber engineering. The end effect was to be the demise of Zeiss's camera business in 1971. The Contarex is an amazing instrument. However, it's not something you could use on a daily basis or even on a weekly basis. It's a collector's piece. Unfortunately, not a camera to shoot film. It's simply too valuable and delicate to use. By the way, if you are shooting with this camera regularly, I'd love to hear from you. What your experience is, what your thoughts are on it. Now, in conclusion, the Contaflex was the forerunner to the Contarex, and the Contaflex might well be a better choice if you want a Zeiss camera with Zeiss glass without worries. If you wish to avoid high costs and heartbreak at the end of the day, the Contarex probably will fail on you. That being said, the Contarex is an awesome camera as well as the Contaflex. I still don't have a Contarex to review, or more importantly to shoot film with. In the end of the day, shoot film with whatever camera works, and the moral of the story here is that.
So I want the bike in it, and so like that. Just okay.
Wait, now you have the shades.
Yeah. My hair is my hair up now? Okay, so I'm going to come close to it. It'll autofocus anyway. Just keep it steady.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm in Vienna, cycling around Vienna on my mountain bike.
Sorry, stop. It's so dramatic.
It has to be dramatic.
No, not so dramatic.
Is it still recording? Oh yeah, it is recording. You can see it. Okay. So I'm with the Contaflex, the Super Contaflex, with 35mm Zeiss adapter.
If you haven't already subscribed, please hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to hit the little notification bell, and hope to see you on the next video. Goodbye.